Hi, I'm Dave. This is Cyderbaby. I'm doing a special recording today with Bob Catley of Magnum.
Hello, everybody. You all right?
Hello, sir. You're looking very well.
Hello. Thank you. Yeah, I've got my new leather jacket on.
Oh, it's looking very smart, very dapper.
Thank you. I'm very smart. Yes, I'm gonna. All right. Yeah, nice. We're in Bristol. Lovely.
Yeah, the Fleece. I mean, what's this? Third time lucky?
The Fleece. I've been to the Fleece many years ago, but it was nothing like this. It was a pub.
Right.
And now it's a rock club. It's great. Yeah.
It's a really good rock club as well.
Yeah, it's good. I'm sure it's going to. It's sold out. I've been told. So,
yes.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Now I've warmed up. Cold out there, people.
Yeah.
Getting parky in Bristol.
Yeah, it is indeed.
But yeah, it's great. It's nice to be here. Thank you very much.
A few shows before Christmas.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought it?
Yeah, well, we're supposed to do Bristol. I believe is when the Queen's funeral happened.
Yeah.
So we had to reschedule it to December, and another couple of gigs we're doing after this one, which were rescheduled for December because of COVID. And here we are. So we got 4 shows. We got tonight Bristol. We got tomorrow Southampton, the Engine Rooms in Southampton.
Yep.
Cardiff Tramshed on Wednesday, and then a couple of days off, and then Saturday we do Wolverhampton KK's the Steel Mill.
Yep.
And that's our last show. That's our Christmas show.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll get drunk. Hooray!
As we all do.
Party poppers. So that'd be great.
Yeah. It's celebrating 50 years as well.
Yeah, 50 years.
You don't look old enough, son.
What?
You really don't look old enough to be celebrating 50 years.
Yeah, with something to celebrate now. We've been doing it all year, so we're a bit worn out celebrating. Yeah, so yeah, it's worth celebrating. We're in town. We've been working together, starting 1972 at the Rum Runner nightclub in Birmingham.
Right.
And we were part of a resident band called Magnum, and we were there for people to have a dance to, basically.
Okay.
Sounds crap, doesn't it? But it was real. There were 2 bands there, resident bands. And Tony came along. He joined me and our old drummer Kex Gorry, who's no longer with us, unfortunately. Bless him. And we'd called ourselves Magnum the year before, and he came along. So he joined me and Kex as Magnum. And we've been working together ever since. And he got a bit fed up playing the top 40 at this nightclub for people to dance to. But that was the gig, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do it, don't you want to do it? It was a bit of money, and that was it. But he said, I've got some songs. I'm a songwriter. I went, oh, great, yeah. He said, do you want to play some on the stage? I went, yeah, great, let's do it. Unbeknown to the people who employed us there, they just wanted us to be a jukebox, you know.
Yeah.
Not original. Oh, can't dance to that. Well, I don't know this one. No, I haven't heard of this one. Sorry. Play something we know, so we had to do a bit of both.
Yeah.
But it was the early start of Magnum that we all know and love now, and we got sacked. We got kicked out, man. Brilliant. Yeah, I didn't want to play there anyway. And we went on the road in 1976, and we started doing gigs up and down the country and around the Midlands, and a residency here and a residency there, somewhere called the Railway in Curzon Street in Birmingham, which is now turning into the HS2 station.
Yeah.
Whatever it's called, HS2, yeah. Railway station. It used to be a railway station, Curzon Street, but they knocked it down years ago. And it's been built again now. Anyway, I diverse. And then we got to do some demos, and we got Jeff Lynne took some demos down to Don Arden, Mike Tony's at the time, and Jet Records said, oh yeah, okay, yeah, get them to come down and we'll make an album with them, we'll record it. So we recorded it, and but it took 2 years to come out. For some reason, that always happened with Jet Records. It's like, right, well, it's to come out sometime.
Yeah.
And in between, Tony Rapp said, I've got some newer ones which can update the album, bring it more up to 1978, because it was 1978 now, 1976. And that's what came out in 1978 called King of Madness. That was our first album. And now January we had our 22nd album come out, which is The Monster Roars.
Yeah.
So everything in between.
Yeah.
So that's how we started really, and here we are all these years later.
Okay.
Still enjoying it, still getting a kick out of it, and it's great. Yeah.
Excellent. You're showing the younger guys how to do it, really. I mean, your tour itinerary is quite grueling, isn't it? I mean, you did UK, then you went straight on to Europe.
Yes. Yeah, we did UK part 1 this year, and then over to Europe, and we played with Gotthard, who from Switzerland, I believe. And that was great. Arenas, indoor arenas. Most of them, and a few town halls, and pretty large audiences. Magnum fans there, and Gotthard fans, of course.
Yeah.
And they treated us very well, and we played for an hour and went down great. Not just our own fans, but their fans as well. So hopefully made a few converts tonight, And it was great, and they was very respectful to us, and they loved the music. Not everybody knew the songs, but they soon got into it. I love these package tours. They're great, It's really nice, and it's good for people who pay a lot of money to see bands and to get like your money's worth. It's value for money, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a respect thing, and So we've had a grueling year. And here we are. We did the UK tour part 2 in September. Yeah. That's right. Because we had to do it all in stages. It was supposed to be all the normal touring length. And that's it, done. See you in 2 years. but we had to wait 2 years to even do this tour, same as everybody else, because of the COVID situation. We should have been doing this 2 years ago, in 2020. We put the tour back 3 times. 3 times.
Must be heartbreaking.
It's just awful. It was like, I give up. What can you do? It's like so rubbish. Yeah. For everybody. I mean, nobody could tour. Well, nobody of any level.
Yeah.
People have bought the tickets, and I'm like, well, when am I going to use this ticket then? Yeah. But fortunately, nobody wanted refunds. No, everybody hung on to the tickets, and we'll be there, and it was great, and everybody turned up. It was fantastic. Some people had to change the arrangements because it was 2 years after it should have happened. But it could have been a lot worse, so here we are, still breathing, still alive, still kicking them just around, and loving every minute of it. That's a Loverboy song. Loving every minute of it, yeah. Okay, that'll do. I'm going to drink my tea now.
Over the years, what have been your personal highlights with Magnum? Go on.
Walking on stage in front of the audience is the highlight. Yeah. I only want that high. The only highlight you need is the audience in front of you. And brilliant if you can sell out a show or just have it really full, looking good, and people having a good time. That's a highlight in itself. Yeah. But I know what you mean. We toured with Ozzy in '82. That's a bit of a highlight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it was
a bit of an eye-opener as well.
Fantastic time we had. I mean, nobody knew who we were in America, but we went down really good because we was mates of Ozzy, so we got to be good, didn't we? From Birmingham, same town, same record label, which really helped. That was a massive highlight. Getting connected to Tommy Vance's Radio 1 rock show from 10 till 12 every Friday, and we were doing Hammersmith Odeon, and it went live. You are now live in front of, listening to, with 3 million listeners or something like that. Yeah. And it's like, and they went live to us playing Need Little Love at Hammersmith Odeon. So that was great. Yeah. And we had Alan Freeman come on to introduce us, or Fluff Freeman,
Freeman, yeah.
So stuff like that, I don't know, lots of things. Monsters of Rock, that was another one. 1985, that was the day that we signed the Polydor deal.
Really?
Backstage. Talking to the likes of John Bon Jovi and Richie Sambora. My mum was there having a photo took with them all. And they pushed me out of the way. All right, I'm Bob's mum, yeah. Oh, blimey, leave it to it. And, she's terrible, my mother was. They all loved her. Oh, all right, darling. Her name was Ollie.
Yeah.
Short for Ollie. And I could cry talking about her. Went down great, you know. I had mud thrown at me. I had a powder blue outfit on and some Metallica fans down the front. Hey, Metallica fans, how you doing? And they was like, no, that ain't who we come to see. And I think they couldn't wait any longer for Metallica to come on. So they started showing stuff. Oh, my God. Oh, anyway, that was funny. And I won't say what else they threw on the stage. But this is Monsters of Rock, so you can imagine.
I can imagine, yeah.
People have been standing down the front for a long time.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, I mean, what's this coming at me? This missile. Oh, it's a bottle of wee-wee. Oh, brilliant. Couldn't wait for that to explode on the stage. Blush everywhere. If you can call that a highlight, then there you go.
Yeah. Each to their own.
Yeah, bottle of wee-wees breaking on the stage from a Metallica fan. Bless him. Yeah, and went down great apart from that. Some with CC Top and Marillion. And, Bon Jovi, as I said. Great, and Metallica. I thought it was a really great, varied bill. You know, it was like something different coming on within the hard rock, heavy metal genre. It was brilliant, I thought, when it was called Monsters of Rock, you know. So stuff like that, I don't know, that'll do, won't it?
Yeah,
that's enough highlights.
That's enough highlights.
I mean, I had my highlights done last week with my hairdresser, so that's some more highlights.
Yes. Okay. I wish, but mine just seems to jump ship and fall onto the floor and...
That's all right.
Yeah, it keeps you dry for a little bit.
You look great.
Oh, you're such a star.
Okay, mate.
Personally, I've got to say, you've been a big part of my life for 30 odd years. So I won't really go into it. I'm 11th Hour. I think it's the first album I bought.
Right.
And that really set me on the road. And Wings of Heaven as well. I mean, the Christmas '88 tour for me. That was sold out in NEC. I was there, and it was probably one of my favourite gigs ever.
Was that with Kingdom Come?
Yes.
No,
Kingdom Come was the Little tour, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Well,
I can't remember.
That's too long ago.
But so that's where you came in to Magnum. Yeah. 11th Hour. Yes, that's a good album. It's a very underrated album.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the songs were great, but not very commercial.
No.
But that's how we were at the time. We had Rodney Matthews doing the artwork.
Yeah,
brilliant. So it was all you had to listen to the songs, you know. But we lightened up a little bit with Storyteller's Night after that, and that spread to a lot more people.
Absolutely,
because it was more listenable on the radio. Better for radio play and that, and that attracted a lot of people to Magnum then, and we started building up our audiences. We'd done like various support tours before that, but after that it was the other way around. Yeah, because of the radio exposure, and we started doing videos. Oh my God, we had a video for Just Like an Arrow. And
I remember.
Yes, I remember it too. Yeah, I saw it the other day. I thought, wow, how young do I look? Wow, fantastic. It's funny to watch it, but it was good, you know. So that started us really, and the Polydor deal, and we just went from strength to strength.
We did.
You know, and we ended up playing Wembley Arena and the DNAC, and oh my God, I mean, I can't believe we did that. You know, it's fantastic.
Would you go back and do it again?
We'd do it all again.
Yeah.
I prefer the theatres myself.
Right.
And I'm sure Tammy does. There's more. It's a nicer atmosphere for the band on the stage.
Right.
You know, and hopefully the audience as well. I think, well, for the audience and and the band on the stage. Theatres are nicer. Arenas are great. I mean, we should be so lucky to be packing out arenas, you know.
Yeah.
But it was all it's like festivals. There's a big gap, and then there's the barriers, and then there's the audience, and then where theatre is, people are more in your face, down the front, like clubs, like a rock club, like tonight. Only a big this tonight, you know. Theatres, I love theatres. Hammersmith Odeon, of course, Shepherd's Bush Empire, Liverpool Empire, great. And Birmingham Odeon used to be a fantastic venue for bands, but then they turned it into a multiplex cinema. Boo! But it was a fantastic venue, you know. We played there a few times. Yeah. And it was just a great atmosphere. And you don't get that in an arena. Great as arenas are, with the screens and all that, you know, it's all big stuff in it. Yeah. But I suppose, I guess I'm just talking about, I guess it depends who you're talking about, the atmosphere thing. I mean, you know, it can be good, but it's just a personal thing with me. I like the theatres, that's right. And the gods, I mean, the balcony, and then there's another balcony, and the top balcony is called the gods. Yeah. Yeah, and that's in Sacred Hour. In the gods shine with all round splendour. And people think we're talking about God. We don't know. It's the people in the top level, you know.
Dispelling myths now.
the top balcony, yeah. But that's Tony's way of putting something across. And it's, you know, it's very poetic, I think. Yeah. But it's a more of a down-to-earth subject matter, but it's wrapped up in poetry and imagery, and I think that's what the Magnum fans like, I think. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh, what's that mean? What's that about? And, you know, we all get it wrong. I'll get it wrong myself sometimes. He goes, no, it's not about that. It's about this. Oh, right, okay. So I'm a Magnum fan myself, you know, as you can tell. I love it.
Okay, so what's your favourite album?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I love The Monster Roars, but I also love On a Storyteller's Night. Yeah. And I think Wings of Heaven was great when it got mixed properly the second time round. Right. And it was awful what we came back from Holland with. That's a long story. Yeah. We had to get it all remixed, and it was all recorded fine, but it was mixed terribly. Really thin and, forget it. I don't know. I like Box Fizz or something. I don't know. I like Box Fizz. Sorry, Box Fizz, you're lovely. Especially when you whip the skirt off. Fantastic. And, what was I saying? Oh yeah, you forgive me, I lose my thread. And I'm 105, so you got to expect it. Okay. That was only a joke. I don't go quoting me. And
too late, it's on record now.
But Wings of Heaven I thought was great. I don't think it's Tony's favourite album, because he's talking about the production. It was so lame and weak, you know. And it ended up much better, but still not as good as the production that we have now. You know? If only we had the technology then that we have now, you know, it'd be fantastic. But this music's fantastic. I mean, don't wait the line, for goodness sake. Yeah. I mean, it's 11 minutes long or something. I mean, what an epic. Yeah. So, yeah, Wings of Heaven for me. But Monster Roars, that's a great album as well. Came out in January. It's done real good. I think the music on there is fantastic, and the production is awesome, dude, as some people say. Not me, I'm from Birmingham.
Maybe
awesome dude, don't sound right, does it? Awesome. And but I like a lot of albums in between that. I mean, Rock Art was great. Sleepwalking, brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, great music, great artwork, great whole package, fantastic.
Got to be my favourite.
Vigilante was a cracking album. We did that with Roger Taylor in Switzerland. He produced it for us. Cheers, Rog. Did a great job, him and Dave Richards. His main man, his engineer. Great songs, great production. It was quite experimental for us, coming from On a Storyteller's Night, recording that in UB40 studio in Birmingham. Right. And then to go to Switzerland with Roger Taylor, and I shouldn't say Roger, it's too familiar. Sorry, Roger. And sorry, Queen fans. I know him as well. I knew you before you. And I got all the old Queen stuff. I love the old Queen albums. Brilliant, fantastic. The harmonies and everything.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we do, you know, the 3-part harmony stuff. Fantastic. I love that. Great. You know, the harmonies coming from the 50s, the doo-wop bands and the a cappella stuff. I love all that stuff. I would when I've been singing. And yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I like most of our albums that we've done in varying degrees, and Tony would say the same, I think. So that's about it, really. Yeah, you can't like everything. It's, you know, you go, oh, wish we could have. Funny, sometimes when you do them on tour later, some years later, you go, and you change it to bring it up to this level of now. You go, oh, why didn't we record it like that? You know, but when you record now, I mean, and that's it, you finished. Don't get another go at it, unless you want to re-record it some years later. But I don't see the point in that. Tony wants to move on all the time, you know, with new songs. But on stage, the old songs that we do, you go, they come across so much better. But when you listen to the record, of course, like any band years earlier, it's like, oh, it was all right then, but now it's fantastic. Yeah. Why didn't we do it then? And any band would say that. With hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? You know, if only we'd have done it like that. But there you go. You can't keep recording something all year. You got to put the pen down, put the mic down. So it's the same for everybody. But yeah, generally I like all the albums, and we've done 22 now. We're still here doing it on Polydor. We're on Polydor. What am I talking about? SBV, Steam Hammer. And we have been for some years, since 2002, I think, or something like that. No, they're great. They're very supportive audience. Record company. I'm getting all mixed up now. Yeah, okay. So something like that. That's the story of Magnum, I think. Okay.
Do you think Tony's driven to keep writing? Because he must be one of the most prolific writers I've ever come across.
Well, he likes writing songs. It starts off slowly and it all comes together gradually after that. And he's always doing it. Yeah. And songwriters don't go, well, I'm going to start writing a song next week. I mean, they're always doing it. They're always jotting stuff down, or what do you think of this? And he's got his own studio at his house in the Midlands. And he is prolific. It's what he does. That's his job. Yeah. And I do the interviews. Most of them.
You're the unlucky one.
I'll just sing and make the tea, yeah. And he does all the hard work. And he comes to the studio and he's demoed it all. Yeah. And I'm usually the first one to hear anything outside of his studio. And he'll put the vocal melody down on a guitar for me to get familiar with the melody. No words yet. And we go in the studio for real, and here we go. We started this process in January and February. Soon. Okay. With album number 23.
Wonderful stuff.
And it's going to be great. It's early days yet. He's got 10 songs so far, I believe. Excuse me. And here we go again. And it's great experience. You never know what you're going to get. Well, you do kind of, because it's Tony who's writing a song. But you go, oh, what we going to? What's this little gems? It's like opening a little jewellery, but a Pandora's box. Oh, and then out come the songs. Yeah. The first time you hear them, you go, oh, here we go. Right, got any words? Yeah, sing these words. And so he'll jot some lyrics down for me. You go, oh, I've got some words for you, which may probably change in the near future. It's just for me to sing now. So we get a picture of how the song's going to go, verse, chorus. Then he'll go away and carry on working on it and come back with the proper lyrics. And then we'll put the vocal down for real. And then everybody else will get a copy. I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing, right? And see you soon. And they all come in one by one, and we start recording the band. That's the process. And we all get together for chinwag and talk about it and a knockabout, you know, beforehand.
Yeah.
And then we come in and start the recording process. Yeah, that's how we do it. And that's called Magnum. Magnum 5 or something. I think it's probably our 5th line up with that. So that's it, that we've been doing all these years. So, and I hope we have a good time on these 4 shows. And then we got Christmas off and then start working on new material.
It's relentless.
In the new year, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it, and that's it. All right.
Brilliant.
Come on.
Thank you for your time, Bob. It's been a pleasure.
All right, my pleasure too. Thank you.
And I wish you all the very best.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Cheers. All right, thank you, everybody.